Alright, this is going to be my second, actually third and final video of today. And I'm just going to wing this one. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm sure I'm going to be covering this again in the future. Net neutrality, interesting topic, right? We've all heard about net neutrality, about how we have to save the internet, and the internet is going to be taken over by the big corporations. The providers are going to step in, and they're going to regulate the internet in a fashion where certain websites are going to load, others won't. We're going to have to pay premium prices to go to certain websites, and others won't load for the standard package, and just kind of whoring out the internet, kind of making it into a very a la carte type offering, even more so. Now, I'm not going to say that all the philosophies and thoughts behind that are wrong, but I'm going to expand on that a little bit, and I'm going to add a little bit different of a dimension to it. Because what I think is going on is, I think that net neutrality and the struggle that appears to be going on is actually a Trojan horse, distraction, and the real crime being perpetrated right now in the community is the fact that very blatant censorship is going on all the major platforms right now, and I'm going to give a few examples of that. So, while I see on my Facebook feed, a lot of my friends right now are, there's online petitions going around, and there's, a lot of unrest, and a lot of people upset and speaking out openly about net neutrality, and just, we have to save the internet, and they this must feel validating to these people, and and I'm sure there's truth to it, but they're missing something really important right now, and this is the point of the video. Is while this net neutrality battle has been going on the last few months, especially, and this has been going on for years, but it's really started to intensify. And when I say intensify, guys, my truthers out there know how intense the censorship is getting on the internet, specifically on YouTube. They're taking down, all types of, anything, a lot of conspiracy-related videos, a lot of war crimes-related videos, a lot of stuff that, it was up for years, and then all of a sudden it's disappearing. UFO vids, they're claiming a lot of things. They're claiming copyright protection. They're claiming, violates users' rights. Just all kinds of stuff. But strangely enough, there's a lot of other weird videos, like the Elsa Gate scandal and things like this, that they're allowing to stay on YouTube, that people are actually revolting against. So it's a very odd dynamic going on right now, especially on, I'll say YouTube is one of them. Twitter seems to be very, it's definitely more pro pedophilia, and then you've got, the fact that they're taking the check mark off of people that are actually fighting pedophilia. So that's really bizarre. I mean, you'd think it'd be the other way around, but they're actually promoting the, pedo-like behavior, and, Katy Perry's new music video is just fine up there, but, they're taking down some guy that says that, we created a war crime, or, something like that. So there's just a ton of, and this is happening on Facebook. As a lot of people know, Reddit has had a lot of, especially with the Pizzagate stuff, there was a lot of censorship there. Just a ton of censorship, guys. And I mean, 4chan, we all know about the troll. I wish that for every person that was talking about net neutrality, they were talking about paid government shills. Or there's literally an army of bots, that is going out, around now and doing all kinds of stuff on some of these chat rooms. And so there's all these other things going on, and everybody's like, net neutrality, it's going to destroy the internet. Oh my God, it's, but meanwhile, we're being literally, our videos are getting deleted, and people are being, harassed, and they're taking the check marks off of people on Twitter. And today or yesterday, Roseanne Barr's internet, or her Twitter was deleted, and then it started to come back up with 75,000 subscribers on it, not 400,000, 350,000, because she posted who was Q. Okay, totally, shout out to the conspiracy community, for that, right? So, here's a prominent actress that we all know, and the minute she does that, she's gone. Roger Stone deleted from Twitter, but meanwhile there's a half a dozen, there's an army of less worthy people. Keith Olbermann doesn't get kicked off. So just crazy dynamic right now. It's really like you really feel the strings being pulled in the media and in the corporate world of information. So again, I think I just want everybody to keep their eyes open and realize that while we fight this net neutrality battle by our through polls on Facebook, that the real battle for content is being fought in a different medium, and it's being fought on the actual providers. And so what I see happening is this has to reach critical mass so that there becomes competition to these websites that have decided to go down the path of censorship. The only way we're going to defeat them is by taking their views away. And I've seen a lot of guys, like I've seen David Seaman, for example. There was a time when he was like just shouting out like F you Twitter, or F you YouTube and all these companies, but then they come back because they're so far ahead of the competition. He wouldn't have anybody, he wouldn't have 2,000, 3,000 people watching one of his videos if he went on DTube. That's just real, okay? And so I think that by us speaking out, it has made a difference, because we're, as soon as you start crying censorship on the social media platforms and start really hammering these people, they wise up and they chill out, because it's easy to make a meme in 5 seconds of Roseanne Barr's Twitter getting deleted and the reason that happened. So the cover-up's worse than the crime. If they just would have let it go, they probably would have done less to let the world know about who's QAnon. But when you go and make a move against somebody, you're exposing yourself by doing that. And Twitter, and especially, I would say Twitter over Facebook right now, in my humble opinion. I don't post a lot of stuff on Facebook, but I see it every day, and I see it a lot on YouTube. Some of my favorite videos have been taken down or altered, or there's all kinds of things they're doing. They're throttling bandwidth, just all the things that you don't want to happen in net neutrality are happening on the major websites right now. Now, a lot of you guys probably don't go on there for the same content that I do, so you're not as aware, because you're satanically aligned video of ASAP Rocky, which I listen to ASAP, okay, but straight up Satanism, in those videos or whatever, Luciferian belief ideologies are widely tolerated. You've got videos, that are very bad for children that are allowed. You got all kinds of things that you'd think in a normal society would be more or less not tolerated as much, are being tolerated, and then all of these traditional viewpoints are being treated like they're crimes. Okay, so that's kind of what's going on in the world we live in right now. It's like like the John Podesta hand thing. He had the 14 and the fish in the reverse hands. That's the religion of the Luciferians. It means essentially they reverse everything, and they make light is darkness, good is bad, and it totally breaks down the society so that they can be controlled. So you see a lot of that creeping into a lot of this is a spiritual battle. It's got to remember that is why is the censorship happening? Well, it's a spiritual battle. It's about collective consciousness, guys. It's if we all rise up and figure out what's going on, then we become all powerful. And that's you've seen the story. You've seen it many a times in many different movies and books about when the ants take over the anthill, or so to speak. So that's what the purpose of the censorship is, guys. And the whole net neutrality thing, I don't think it's actually. I'm not an advocate of net neutrality, but I will say I don't think it's as bad as people think it is. And at the same time, I don't think they realize how bad the other stuff is that they're not paying attention to, because they're completely being distracted and they're not seeing the bigger picture. So beware of censorship. Speak out, and do not accept it, because I guarantee you that it will not stop if you don't acknowledge it. And net neutrality, I think I'd say support net neutrality. Do all the things you're doing now, but realize realize, guys, that there's another move happening here that's, you're being distracted from. And that's about all I'm going to say about it. We'll come back to this topic later. Have a great day.